So when we take an honest look at the history of the mental health field, psychology, and psychiatry, the role that the mental health field has played for a very long time has been to work as an extension of the state and as an extension of policing. Psychology has been weaponized as a tool of white supremacy. And even the concept of mental illness and diagnosis has been weaponized in order to pathologize and disempower or even strip the rights from anybody that falls outside of the social norms and expectations of that time. A really great example of this is if you look up protest psychosis. There was a great book written about this, and it talks about how during the civil rights movement, Black activists were mass diagnosed with schizophrenia. So the mental health field at that time was entirely rooted in white supremacy. So they labeled Black activists as having delusional anti-whiteness and diagnosed them with schizophrenia. It was literally pathologized for Black people to speak out about racism at that time. Now, a lot of these Black activists ended up being forced into psychiatric institutions and hospitalizations involuntarily, which halted their activism. So in this way, psychiatry was used as an extension of incarceration. And then to make it even just a little bit worse, a lot of those psychiatric hospitals were later converted into prisons. Therapists have played in the war on drugs and enacting these tough love policies on people that use drugs. I'll read you guys this quote. During the 70s and 80s, many healthcare professionals encouraged parents to enact tough love tactics with their adolescents who were smoking marijuana. You can pause to read this quote if you want, but a lot of healthcare professionals, including therapists and psychiatrists, would use these fear tactics on parents and make them feel like they had to send their child to these tough love, coercive treatment programs or their kid's future was ruined. And that turned into the troubled teen industry. There are still a ton of therapists who work for the troubled teen industry or refer people to the troubled teen industry. And I know there are other reasons, all terrible reasons, that kids will be sent to these places, but sometimes it literally is because they smoked marijuana or they tried some other substance. Or you can look at the relationship between the drug courts and mandatory treatment centers. It's an example of being coerced into treatment against their will with threat of incarceration. So I just think it's really important for anyone in the mental health field and the public to be educated about this history so we can notice when coercion or white supremacy or policing shows up in our field and we can speak out against it.